Yo, what is up, guys? It's the owner of Anarchy RSPS here. We actually have a lot of super exciting news today, guys. Basically, we have 3 new videos coming out by 3 really big YouTubers, and 2 of them should be coming out tomorrow, so that's very exciting. Now, not only that, guys, but I talked about how I'm going to be more productive on the server, and I think I mean that this time because, someone blocked me, and because of that, I'm thinking about them actually quite a bit less. And also, I have an apology written, and since it's already written, I don't have to work on it anymore. So, I'll talk about some IRL stuff at the end of the video, including like how I might need to look for IRL job or whatever. But now let's talk about why am I going to be more productive? And then once we're done with that, then we'll talk about updates and suggestions as well. So the reason I'm going to be more productive is I actually got a new pre-workout. So it's like a very extreme pre-workout. It's got like a bunch of secret ingredients in it that are not FDA approved, but there's the thing is super effective. And actually, you can't get this at like GNC. You got to buy it online, but it's not like illegal or anything. And then also I'm gonna give myself more time every single day to get in updates and stuff. I feel like I wasn't giving myself enough time before, and I only gave myself enough time to like make videos and schedule videos. But now I'm gonna give myself time for doing both of those, but also making updates at the same time. So now, for the videos that we have scheduled in the next week and a half, we're going to do, like I said, insta-killing in raids will be very cool for 1 hour. Now let's talk about the updates I mentioned, and then we'll get into the IRL stuff after that. But, so anyways, the updates, guys, we have actually written down a bunch of suggestions that players wrote in Discord, and I wrote down my favorite ones. So, removing the cap on clue scrolls, I saw a lot of people want to do that, and I know there's a specific clue scroll. I think the elite clue scroll, someone was like, kind of annoyed that they weren't able to hold as many clue scrolls as they want. So maybe we'll go ahead and remove that cap for that. That could be a good idea. That's a little different from like there's a cap on gambling, I know, but that's important because that's going to stop you from going broke. Now, the cap for clue scrolls, that is, it's just maybe so you don't like spam a bunch of clue scrolls and get a bunch of clue scrolls in your bank. I don't know how it works on RS or whatever. I don't know if you can have an infinite number of clue scrolls. But anyways, multiple ice dart drops. So someone wanted, when the ice darts drop, they want more than one. So basically I'll have to like make it more rare, but then also at the same time, make multiple ice darts drop at the same time. So that will be a possible update for sure. Make Zuriel staff usable in wild. That's something that should already work. At least it should work in like OSRS and stuff like that, but it's surprising if it doesn't work here. I'll go ahead and work on that. Increase number of bosses per task. So apparently the boss tasks don't give enough bosses. I was thinking I'm going to give like a low number of bosses so that you're constantly switching, but I don't know how long each task takes. Like if it only takes like 10 minutes, then you got to teleport home like a bunch of times. So, we could pretty much like double, triple, quadruple the number of bosses. So we'll have to see about that. And then also, one of the boss tasks is a salves worm, I think, and it only makes you kill one of those, so that's kind of lame. And also, I only made it like one salves worm because I think salves worm is kind of hard, but I don't know if salves worm's been nerfed since then. So I think we might have nerfed it because it didn't have like a big healing ability that might have been nerfed. But anyways, increase prices for the box rare messages. So you guys will notice that there's a lot of, maybe you think it's spam in the chat for like saying, this person won 50 golden tickets or whatever, 50 billion tickets. So we might increase that so that it only shows, like, for example, if someone wins something really big like Inquisitor or a really large amount of golden tickets. So that's all the suggestions that I wrote down, guys. And then, of course, we do have the presets interface, which the reason it's taking me so long to work on the presets interface, it seems like a big update to, to go ahead and try and work on. And also, another thing is, that I realized I actually have quite a few suggestions written down for the last few months, but not very many suggestions written down for July, which is kind of interesting. But actually, if anyone was worried that the server was not doing well in July, let me check here really quick. July, surprisingly, we actually made a lot more money than last month, which is really good. And so another thing is, I think that that's because the PayPal competitions brought in like a good number of players. Last month, I was doing more updates and more suggestions, and we actually ended up making a lot less money, which is kind of interesting. So, in fact, last month I don't think we made any money. But that actually brings me to something I want to talk about. We're getting into the IRL part of this video. So, let's see. We'll talk about the job thing first. I actually am going to need like quite a bit of money for my taxes next year, but that's actually quite a ways away. So that's going to be due in like April of next year. And that's actually in like literally 9 months, but that's something I should be thinking about because I am going to owe like over 5,000 in taxes or whatever. And part of that is because I had actually independent contractor position where I made some money while I was programming, but also I've made money from Anarchy as well. But I made a lot more money from programming for the AI company or whatever. And actually, I did that for 2 months, and I've been running Anarchy for like 7 months, and I still made like way more with my full-time programming job. That's why I want to get like a full-time programming job right now, and then that will help support the server because we'll have more money for advertisements and stuff. So, and then also, I was thinking, I mention I want to possibly find, well, I do want to find a programming job, but if I don't find that in the meantime, I could find like a part-time job where I could just make enough to be able to pay my bills or whatever. Because at the moment, I have enough in my bank to be able to pay all my taxes. But, if I'm not making any money, then what's going to happen is then my tax money is going to disappear and I'm going to have to like, work really, really hard before April next year to get my, tax money or whatever. But now let's talk about the relationship stuff right now. So, as you guys know, within the last month or two, there's like one person who didn't want to be my friend anymore, and then there's another person who just recently, only a few days ago, I messed up with and created some drama. And they didn't say they didn't want to be my friend, and they didn't say they don't want to like date me or anything, but they did end up blocking me because they're gonna focus on trying to get back together with their ex or whatever. But since they blocked me and I already have my apology written, basically the only thing I can do right now is just like wait a while. Then I'll end up giving them the apology at some point. And so the interesting thing is that I don't know. I think it's honestly a coin flip whether or not things are going to work out with her ex or not. He says that he doesn't want to work things out, but she does want to work things out. So we'll see like what happens in the next 3 weeks or whatever. If he still does not want to work things out, then my apology might be like a lot more appreciated or whatever. And then maybe she will want to be friends with me again. So then that will be pretty sick. And actually, she was just making a post recently when I was unblocked saying that, like, she feels like, we greatly appreciate each other and create like a safe space for each other. And then this ex is like going and calling her crazy and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, her ex, if her ex is calling her crazy, like, I don't know if her ex like really wants to be with her, but she's going to be able to find out this upcoming month. So sometime at the end of next month, I will give her the apology, and we'll see like how she does with it or whatever. So that will be pretty exciting. I'll let you guys know, but there probably won't be too many updates on like too many crazy IRL updates relating to that situation because I have to wait such a long time, give like so much space. But luckily, because they blocked me, I'm like starting to like I used to really like this person, but since they blocked me, I'm like, well, it seems like they don't care about me as much. So I'm like starting to like them a bit less and starting to think about them a bit less. So that's kind of healthy actually. The last time a friend told me that they didn't want to be friends and they didn't want to date me, they actually sent me kind of like it was kind of a mean message, I guess. Like they're saying like all those times that we hung out, she was basically saying like, oh, I didn't actually want to hang out. You were basically talking to me and I didn't want to talk to you. And the thing is with that friend, it's funny because I talked to her for quite a while, maybe like 2 hours or something. At the end of that conversation, she was telling me, "Oh, you should come over again. We should hang out again." And then then I made a mistake, and then she messaged me, and that's when she was like, "Wait, actually, that time that I said I like talking to you?" She's like, "I was, I actually didn't like talking to you." So she's like, going back and changing things. So that kind of sucks. But then I got kind of sad for like a week from when that happened, but I got blocked a few days ago, and I don't really feel that sad at all. But part of the reason for that is I just don't think it's going to work out with her ex or whatever. So I feel like there's really big opportunity for me to be able to talk to her again. Plus, she goes to a bar that I go to a lot, and so I'll be able to talk to her at the bar probably in like a month. I'll give her some space or whatever. and then I'll be able to talk to her and see if she's up for talking or whatever. But I'll probably give her the apology first, and in that it says like, I'm sorry for creating drama and stuff like that, and making her, not feel very good, and like, yeah, I don't want to. Basically, what I was doing was like I was gossiping or whatever. So I heard some information that I shared with her, but it was almost like negative information. I've gotten in trouble for doing that before. So then I was just talking to someone. I'm like, oh, I used to get in trouble for sharing negative information with people that I was dating or people that I liked, and then they'll like stop talking to you right away if you keep sharing negative information with them. So what I realized is you maybe can share negative information with them if you don't like overwhelm them. Well, you have to like be very, very vague about it so that, you're just letting them know you're like, oh, I'm going through a tough time. And then maybe that's like vague enough, to be honest, to where they, you know, won't get, I don't know, if they won't get sad for you or whatever, or they won't, girls could get like kind of emotional. I feel like telling guys, things that you're going through that are tough situations, they can handle a lot better. But actually, my brother, I tell him like, I'm like, oh, I'm going through this problem. I'm going through this problem, and he's like, bro, I don't want to hear it. I think he only wants to hear it when it's going good or whatever. So, yeah. Anyways, that's like my thoughts on a lot of things. Also, I was like talking to you guys about how I have let's see, it's like uh my cousin's like girl or boyfriend's cousin or whatever was gonna help me set me up with like one of her friends. Turns out that person might already be talking to someone about like a month ago or whatever. They were talking about how she might be talking to someone. So we'll have to see if she's still talking to them. I guess there's a good chance that she is still. So maybe I'll have to like look for someone else. But then I went over to another girl's house that was like my one of that girl's friends or whatever, the cousin's boyfriend's cousin or whatever, her friend's house. I went over there and I'm like, oh, is that girl single? And she's like, yeah, she's single. I'm like, sick. All right. And then she's like, oh, but she's single, but she's like more into girls maybe, and but she might be into guys, but I don't really know. So, I could like try and hang out with her and see if she's like interested in me or whatever. But I think what's interesting is we went over to that person's house or whatever to like give them a vape or whatever. We're just giving like an e-cigarette, nicotine vape, and then so what happened is I think she actually asked what my name was, probably wondering like, because I drove to her house. She wants to probably make sure that she knows who's coming to her house or whatever. But also, who knows? Like if she saw that I was a guy or whatever, and maybe she was interested, who knows? So yeah, I could like say, oh, I could invite her out for and buy her like a drink or something like that. That'd be kind of cool maybe. But anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. I don't even know how long this video is. I'm sure it's long. Let's see, 12, 13 minutes. All right, so that was a lot of information. Does anyone even watch this video this long? You guys should subscribe if you did. So I should talk about like subscribing at the beginning of the video. That's a lot smarter. But anyways, peace out, guys.